What's up, loved ones? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lolo. And I want to tell y'all about a time where I ignored a major red flag because I didn't want to seem judgmental. Okay? Real quick, it was a pandemic. I was lonely and I met a really cool guy. Or at least I thought he was cool until he did in my bathroom. And instead of telling him to leave, I decided to stay quiet. This story is not about him. It's not even really about our relationship, but instead about the version of me who allowed something like that to happen and share what I've learned from this example. So let's start from the beginning. Now, this is a story that I have shared in my book, Access Your Drive and Enjoy the Ride, which is linked in the description below. If you guys want to check out my whole story and all the tips and lessons that I've learned as a result of my experiences, you can definitely check that book out. But I'm going to specifically talk about this situation in hopes that maybe it does help somebody. I'll make a picture for y'all of what was happening with me at that time, okay? It was after my Give Me Liberty run. And I had just quit my job. I quit my job a week before the shutdown of COVID, okay? And I was in a space of uncertainty, anxiousness, fear, because of course of what was happening during the pandemic. I was living in my studio apartment by myself, and because we were shut down, I couldn't go visit friends or anything like that. I was craving connection and touch, just somebody to talk to, somebody to interact with. I was doing a lot of that online, but it feels different when it's a little romantic situation. So I was swiping on dating apps just to find some sort of connection, conversation. I matched with this guy. And we had conversations on FaceTime. He seemed cool. He was really nice, funny, attractive. He was covered in tattoos and had this really dope swag. He wasn't from LA, so that was very intriguing to me. It just seemed really cool. He was somebody cool that I connected with. And then it came time to want to meet in person. This is the height of COVID. And for me, my thing was like, oh, this is just one person. Big deal, right? This is going to be a little challenging to get through without judging myself or being like, girl, you're so fucking dumb. So I genuinely was like, who cares? This is one time. And honestly, to invite somebody over, God, this is so ridiculous, but to invite somebody over to your house during the height of COVID felt really spontaneous and edgy. Ooh, we're meeting up when the whole world shuts down. How romantic, how cute and cool could this be? So he came over and he already had a bottle of alcohol with him. I really didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, that's nice. He brought a bottle. He was cute. He was exactly who I knew him to be on FaceTime. There was no surprises there. And upon coming to my house and walking through my building to get to my apartment, he was very fidgety. I chalked it up to nerves. Oh, he's probably nervous. Maybe this is his first time meeting somebody in person online. Maybe he is shy. So I just thought nothing of it. He comes into my apartment. He's very respectful, very kind, very chill. We're chilling on the couch, talking. We open the bottle. We sipping a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Then he goes, hey, can I use the restroom? And I'm like, sure, go ahead. Mind you, I'm in a studio apartment. So he goes into the bathroom. The way my studio is set up, the bathroom is right there. You can see a clear shot from the couch to my bathroom. He doesn't shut the door all the way, so it's a little cracked. I don't want to look because I'm in a studio. I don't want to invade nobody's privacy. So I hear that he actually does use the restroom, but then I just hear like a snort sound, and I'm like, the fuck is that? And I look through the crack of the bathroom, And I see him bent over on the counter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this nigga just did come in my bathroom. Literally, now I'm in borderline panic mode, but I knew I had to keep my chill. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? I'm actually getting a little tired. I think I want to call it a night. Can you go home? I stayed quiet and did nothing. Because my immediate reaction was, oh my gosh, he did in the bathroom. I don't know what kind of user he is. I can only base off of what I've seen in the movies. None of my friends that I'm aware of had done this substance before, at least not in front of me. And if they did, I had no idea. This is a foreign experience for me. I'm basing off of the movies. And I'm like, don't say anything to piss him off, because what if he goes into attack mode? Don't fight. Just don't fight. Don't resist. Let it play out and see what happens. The whole time I'm on edge, completely anxious. And the night goes on, and luckily nothing bad happened, except the fact that we stayed up until 4 o'clock in the morning. And it had gotten to a point where I was like, I have to lay down. My mom is coming into town this morning, and I need to get some sleep before she gets here. So I'm sorry, the night has to end. Because clearly, he was wired to a different degree than I was. Thank God, nothing drastic or dramatic happened that morning, because it was like 4 o'clock. I had a homegirl who I knew lived on the East Coast and would be up getting ready to go to work. So I was like, I need to call somebody about this. So I called my homegirl, and I'm talking to her. I'm telling her what happened. And she's like, girl, that's not cool. That's not good. You should have told him to leave immediately. This is what I was telling myself at the time. Yeah, but I want to give him grace because it is COVID. A lot of people are going through a lot of things, and people cope with challenges in life in completely different ways. Who am I to judge? That was my excuse. Maybe it was just one thing. He was nervous. Maybe it was just one time. My homegirl was like, girl, no ma'am. But I didn't listen. That's when the people pleasing kicked in. I wanted to prove and show up and be the different girl and be the nice girl and not be mean, because who am I to judge anybody in what they're going through and how they cope with it? Lead with grace. Don't be judgmental. So I ended up having a call with him and being like, hey, I know what you did in my bathroom and what you continue to do the rest of the night. That wasn't cool. We can be cool, just don't do that shit in front of me. That was basically my boundary. He apologized. And he was like, my bad. And we continued to see each other. And of course, because I was people pleasing at the time, I was lonely, I was feeling insecure, but he kept coming around, he kept wanting to be around, he kept wanting to talk to me. So I just took that as, if he's showing up for me, then maybe I can help him through this habit he has. And of course, it never worked. I just didn't know when this emotional roller coaster was going to end, because along with the habit came the excessive drinking. So I just felt unsafe the whole time. And because I didn't want to be that girl who judged or made him feel bad about the habit, like, I just agreed to myself, like, oh, I can handle bullshit. I can take it on. So who cares? Complete abandoning of myself in real time. And so I needed therapy to even have the courage to break up with him, because although he wasn't physically abusive, there was a lot of emotional and verbal abuse that happened. And even sometimes labeling it as that still makes me feel a little uneasy, because I'm like, am I being too dramatic? But again, that's still rooted in my people pleasing and wanting to protect everybody else except myself, even in how I feel and how I show up. I am recognizing the lesson in all of these experiences, especially that one, because that was the most toxic consequence of my people pleasing that I've ever experienced. What I'm realizing and wanting to share with you is, if you're a person with a disability, you're Black, you're a woman, you're a Black woman with a disability, all the identities that I show up as myself. Even if you're not any of those things, this is something that you have dealt with or deal with or currently dealing with. I just want you to know that there is never enough people pleasing you can do to help somebody more than you're actually needing to help yourself. Just because you feel like you can take it on doesn't mean you have to or that you should. Being able to have the strength, the courage, the tools to get through a challenging time does not mean you have to actively practice it, if that makes sense. Why do I need to keep abandoning myself or abusing myself to a degree by trying to prove something to somebody else when they're not even in a space to recognize it anyways? Grace doesn't mean you need to stay in unsafe situations. And it doesn't even have to be as drastic and dramatic as the example I used for you in this video. But if it's just something in your gut being like, girl, don't do it, let it go, speak up for yourself. We can't always say they've been through this and this is what they've gone through, so this is why I should be okay with letting this slide. No, that's not how that works. Because ultimately, they continue to have bad behavior while you continue to stress yourself out, live in a state of anxiety or depression, and sacrifice and abandon yourself, your needs, your joy for them to continue to misbehave. And it's not okay. But I can recognize that a lot of progress has been made. And that's the part that I'm proud about. That my choice in romantic partners since that situation has been so much better. And when I was dating very frequently, I knew when something just was not working and I cut it off. I blocked, I cut it off. I spoke up and said, you know what, at the end of the day, I don't think this is really going to work for me. I didn't let people, especially men, have access to even communicating with me. So as far as my dating life, that muscle has definitely gotten much stronger. Moving into this next phase of my life of more abundance, more success, more love, more romance. This is a muscle that's got to get even stronger. The muscle of setting boundaries. The muscle of not abandoning myself to help somebody else. The muscle of speaking up for myself when I'm feeling uncomfortable or unsafe. The muscle of saying no. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to share this because this behavior of mine had recently showed up, and I was reflecting on other times that it showed up and recognized that although I started doing the work after this relationship with my ex, there's still a little bit more work to do, but progress has been made. I'm going to give myself credit for that. And hopefully that it gives you all the support and the encouragement and the empowerment you need to make the moves to choose yourself first and always. If anybody else has any other tips on this and want to share how maybe you've been able to get past people pleasing or the excuse of grace and not being judgmental in order to not face your own shit, go ahead and leave a comment below. Leave a comment if you have anything helpful to share with others. But I just wanted this to be like a sit down talk with y'all and just share a very true and honest moment and story and experience that I went through. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Until next time. Bye.